Sup dude, with PrizePicks you can win even if you're wrong. Flex plays give your entries insurance. Use the flex option for entries on 3 to 5 squares. If you miss one you still win, or go for the larger payout with the power play on 3 or 4 pick entries to win 5 to 10 times your money. If this interests you, click the link in my description and sign up for PrizePicks using my code NBAGoober for a deposit match up to $100. As we all know, the modern NBA heavily favors offense over defense. There's a pretty simple explanation as to why this is the case: entertainment. If the NBA slows down, a majority of fans will lose interest. Nowadays, everything is fast-paced and us humans have stupidly short attention spans. If you want someone to sit down and give their full attention to something, like a show or a sport, you have to be able to keep them engaged for as long as possible. That's why I make my videos so short and to the point. I don't want my lovely fans to get bored. And I know damn well Adam Silver and the other head honchos of the NBA think the same. With a fast-paced, high-scoring game, a majority of people are going to be entertained. More possessions means more chances to score, which means players can do shit like this more often. Admit it, you love when this motherfucker does this shit, and you also love when this motherfucker does this shit. Who doesn't love seeing a mutant built like a brick shit house punch an orange ball through a hoop or catapult it from 35 feet? I know I do. The sad part about that is, I also really enjoy the defensive side of basketball. There's something I find so glamorous about it. It doesn't take a lot of skill, it's mostly effort, and everyone has the ability to do it. Sure, there are physical limitations like being short, or having tiny little baby hands, or having JJ Redick's wingspan, but those things shouldn't stop a player from putting effort in. Muggsy Bogues was 5'3", and he was insanely talented defensively. The dude averaged 1.5 steals per game over his career. Lil dude was closer to his opponent's nutsack than their head. If he could find a way to impact the game defensively, so can anyone. One player who embodied what it meant to be a great defender was Dennis Rodman. Rodman was 6'7", 220 when he played. That's a big fucker, but he was small for his position. He overcame that by giving every ounce of his energy to stopping his opponent. He was wired on the defensive end. Something that amazes me is how in multiple instances throughout his career, Rodman was able to lock Shaq up. Shaq was 7'1", 300 plus pounds. That's a big diesel. Despite being around 100 pounds less and 6 inches shorter, Dennis was able to have his way with him. I wish there were more players like this in today's NBA, but everyone is so focused on becoming better offensively that defense has become an afterthought. I'm not going to sit here and act like there aren't any defensive-minded players. We have a nice handful of guys willing to do the dirty work, like Marcus Smart, Giannis, Kawhi, Rudy, and many others. I love all of them. It's cool to see someone put time and effort into a skill that doesn't get much recognition. A huge reason why defense isn't as great as it once was is because in 2005 the NBA needed to open up the game because scoring was slowing down rapidly. So they made a rule that did away with hand checking, clarified blocking fouls, and implemented the defensive 3. After this, it made it way easier for teams to score and the game became faster. While this was great for the league and led to a very entertaining style of play, the NBA became a lot less physical. Old heads love to complain and call current day players pussies because they won't body slam someone going for a layup or smoke a cigarette on the bench. While I would also like to see a more physical game, the players simply are not allowed to play like they used to. Nowadays you can't really grab or push or fucking punch someone in the face. As I'm writing this script, I've come to realize my dreams of seeing old-timey tough defense in the modern NBA isn't gonna happen. If the NBA became more lenient with defensive rules, the game wouldn't be as fluid as it is today. We're witnessing some of the greatest basketball to ever be played. It's easy to look back and only focus on the positives, but the fact of the matter is the league has improved an insane amount, and the game definitely wasn't perfect back in the day. The more physical defense from the past that old heads love is sort of like a toxic ex. You may like her, but she's not good for you. You may like violent defense, but that ain't good for the game, baby. I just hope more players fall in love with defense, cause damn boy, I love me some D. Click here to watch my last video. It's about Allen Iverson. I think you'll like it. Thanks for watching. Bye, dude.